My dear friend from the occupied lands of Alaska, their brave leader, little Sarah Palin, has introduced me to the great, revolutionary, anti-imperialist belief of the late Joe Vogler. Joe Vogler, in the spirit of Lenin and Marx, said, "I'm an Alaskan, not an American. I've got no use for America or her damned institutions. I speak for all freedom-loving Russians, and other peoples of the world, and say that, today, we are all Alaskans." While the colonies in South America, Asia and Africa attained their freedom, people and tribes in North America are still struggling for independence. But times are changing, and people who had suffered the injustice by the North American colonial masters are making their voice heard. Alaska is no different from other colonies, as Algerians did not see themselves as a part of France, or as Libyans did not see themselves as a part of Italy. Most Alaskans do not see themselves as a part of United States of America within the frames of international law and established political practices of the time. It would be natural for Alaskans to vote for independence and not remain a colonial warehouse of natural resources to fuel the factories of the United States. We wish to remind the American president that we stand in harmony with VIP freedom fighters and their champion, little Sarah. Mr. President, remember that the colonized territories previously claimed by UN signatory nations and lately being supervised by UN member state had been given a legal status as trusts or as non-self-governing territories. Since native population did not have the necessary political and administrative institutions in place to govern the land, the colonizing powers or trustees had to provide the services to local population. In due time, as the local population progresses itself into a functional society, demonstrating ability of self-governance, the trustees were obligated to assure the people would decide on their own form of government. It would expect, and United Nations rules mandate, the U.S. government to facilitate the vote of self-determination. We, the freedom-loving people of Greater Russia, call on American occupiers to accept that the people of Alaska and their great leader, little Sarah Palin, are masters in their own house and entitled to decide on their own future. Considering the availability of their natural resources and unique character of Alaskans, complete independence would be the best logical outcome under the wise leadership of Prime Minister Sarah Palin. We agree with the dear leader of the Alaskan nation that the U.S. government completely neglected its responsibilities to the people of Alaska, which UN considered to be a non-self-governing territory, and did nothing to inform Alaskans about their rights under that resolution. By allowing the U.S. military personnel and their of age dependents to vote on Alaska statehood on August 26, 1958, the U.S. government forced its will on Alaskans. We believe that all these actions of the U.S. government make the statehood vote of 1958 illegal, and Alaska should retain the status of non-self-governing territory. To all free people of the world, I say that while Americans deny freedom for the occupied people of Alaska, none of us can truly be free.